Understand something. Plain and simple. To me, Abigail was a delicious poison. An intoxicating, overwhelming poison. Yowie wowie! That felt good! Yowie wowie. Let me in.
No, this is not another version of Hollywood Squares. That'll make more sense once we get on the screen. What's up, everybody? We are back for another episode of Abby's Window, and we got a full house night, folks. You know what? Let me stop this real quick, and let me just bring everybody on screen. As you all can see, we've got a lot of squares on the screen, and we have a triumphant return, but we'll get there in a second. First, I wanted to welcome in the one and only, your Abby, our Abby, Jodie Gilly. Jodie, what's up?
Busy.
What?
It's been one of those work days.
I got you. Well, I understand, and hopefully folks don't get on your nerves too bad for the rest of your evening, so we shall see. Then we have she's going to drive safely, folks. She's going to drive safely. We have Brittany Kay. Brittany, what's up? How are you today?
I'm good, except I forgot a bag of ice, so that's why I'm driving right now.
There you go. Listen, it's always a good time to get ice, especially when it's hot as hell. So ice is always a good thing. You know, he's back for, the first time in a while. The one and only DJ B-Tazzy. And Tazzy, listen, man, you got to do it because it's been too damn long since we've heard it. So come on, man.
Oh, definitely. It's an Abby party, baby.
The one and only. He just.
And that's my voice back to it, by the way.
That's right. Last time we heard you, your voice was not doing so hot. So glad you are back, my friend. Glad you're back. And you guys are going to hear from Tazzy once we get going here, but I want to welcome in some folks because Tazzy has some stuff to say because he has not weighed in with his opinion since the unfortunate release, and I don't want to down this thing too much, but we got to go there because Tazzy has to have an opportunity to speak on that. But let me welcome in some folks. We've got Jen Carter, Melinda Ford, Robert Morris, Sean Suslowitz, Cheese Whiz 2, Jason Peace, Big Dan in the house, Delania, Brian, Jody is pulling double duty, EJ Movement, Dalton Riley, Tazzy's also pulling double duty, Alan. Let's see who else. We got Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809, Kevin. Let's see, Sean Rousset. The chat is moving fast.
We got 34 people right now.
Shane Loki, yeah, it's 34 and is climbing as we speak. So, all right, so welcome in, folks. I didn't introduce myself, but I don't need to. James Chadwick, Cheese Whiz Jr. I don't know if that's Denise or I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm sorry. Rebel, Butter Spark, Super C. I'm gonna let you say it. I'm country as hell, and I don't want to screw up anybody's name. Let's see here. All right, I think that's it. So, we're gonna get started with something a little bit. Okay, Rebel will do. Thank you for excusing my country ass. So we're gonna get started with this thing, and Tazzy, listen, the floor is yours, my friend. You have not had a chance to weigh in on all of this, so floor is yours, man.
First, like the picture, like that.
There you go.
First, I miss you guys. I miss everybody here, and also miss everybody that's in the chat. Miss you guys very much. I am going to get things off my chest. I also need to get things off my chest involving NXT, but we'll wait until either Raw or tomorrow to deal with that. First, let's go back to the release day. I actually looked at it. Well, first of all, I'll be honest with you guys. I had a death in the family that same day. So when I was like, well, at least I got Bray coming up, right? And then about 30 minutes later, I get a thing that says Bray Wyatt release. So like, yeah, right. Whatever you think, yeah. And then I was like, oh, let me click on this just to be funny and see what it is. It's the official WWE account. So imagine when I was like, I'm just sitting there like, what the hell is going on, right? So I'm looking, maybe somebody hacked the account or whatever. Nope. Everybody's saying it. And I was like, what's going on? And I was like sitting here like, what? And then I think See Wrestling went live. And then I'll get to that. And then Joe actually went live also. So I watched that too. And I was like, I ain't going to say nothing because I was going to put something on Twitter, but it's better to come from my voice than to actually tweet stuff out. So, and it actually gave me some time to actually talk about what the hell happened. First of all, I am going to blame Dirt Sheets for this. I am going to blame the Dirt Sheets. Dave Meltzer. I am going to
hold on. Wait. Before you go forward, we got to give this to Dave Meltzer because, he's that dude. And there's a lot that I want to say, but it's kind of early. So we'll just give him this. We'll just give him this. All right.
Well, we might as well do the other one too. Mr. Alvarez also.
Hold on. I got one for him, but it won't. Oh, yeah, here it is.
The toilet water. I also blame all the other Dirt Sheets too. It's basically some people are just sheep. Bray said he has sheep following him. Well, those people got sheep following them, and they do nothing but trash anything they don't like. So I'll blame them. You know what I also want to blame? And you guys gonna hate me for this. All you WWE fans and all that. You know who I really, really want to blame? And this is, you guys gonna be like, I'm gonna blame Mark Calloway for this. I'm gonna sit here. Everybody's like, wait, what?
Do elaborate.
I'm gonna blame Mark Calloway for this. You know why? Who do Vince McMahon actually listen to? Mark Calloway, right? Don't you think? Wouldn't it be like something where if Vince actually did release him, and then Mark Calloway called him and like, hey, what you doing? You got something big. Why are you releasing them? Like, I don't think that's a good idea. I haven't heard nothing about a rechange. It might be happening. It might be happening. As we speak, you might have the Undertaker talking to Vince like, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. I think you want to refigure out how to talk to him, how to, that's my opinion on that. Everybody's like, oh my God, the Undertaker?
I mean, yeah, I get that, but you can't blame someone else for not being an advocate for someone else.
Right. But the other
I can, because I work in healthcare, and when I have staff that aren't advocating for the patients, I can do that, but I don't know.
And I think the other thing is it's not like the Vince is going to actually fire the Undertaker. Do you really want to be that person that actually fire Bray Wyatt and the Undertaker? Wait. Let me rephrase this. The Undertaker who actually is WWE. Do you really want to do that? I don't know. But anyway, let's get back to I don't see why it happens. I don't see what is going on with WWE. All I know there's actually a sale that's going on. That's what I think is what's going on. Exactly. There's actually a sale going on. It could not be Disney. It could not be Disney. It could be somebody else is trying to buy the company. I do, like I said, I feel like if you don't have nothing for him on the the Raw or SmackDown roster, if you can't figure it out, why don't you have somebody that's actually really cool with Bray, which is Triple H, and have them collaborate with something on NXT? But now NXT is falling off, so I'm like, here you're like, what?
You're like, whoa, stop,
right?
Just stop.
Slow down. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. But we'll talk about that. More likely we'll talk about that at Jail Phone Party on Raw. Or we'll talk about it on NXT as well. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. But it hurts me to see Bray release. Fact is because I've been watching since NXT. If you guys see in the back, that's his picture from NXT. What I saw in him, let's go back. I was watching NXT, but I wasn't watching it faithfully every single week until Bray came across. When Bray came across, it was like, who the heck is this dude? Like, oh my God. Like, he's talking, but I don't understand what he's talking about, but it's so much fun because his delivery when he talks is brilliant. It's brilliant, and it was just a great his storyline. By the way, NXT was not a huge storyline base back in the day, but to get him Bray as a storyline character, that's impressive. That is very impressive. So I don't know if he was to start. It sure got me. In fact, it sure got me invested in NXT ever since. So I don't see what is going on. We're going to talk about what's next for Bray in a minute. But I don't understand. I had lots of tears that day. Of course, I'm better now because I'm like, I'm more mad than anything now and frustrated. But I honestly don't know. I'm going to invest the guy in WWE. You never know. His 90 days is up before Halloween. So he's going to be somewhere after Halloween. We all know Bray. We all know him. Just saying. But yeah, that's all I got to say. And Bishop Man, I'm watching you. Just saying.
Somebody needs to.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody definitely needs to because
or they need to have his meds or something, They make really good dementia medication now.
Oh,
Bazinga. Or
I think my neighbor needs some of that stuff.
Or we can just give him a Ric Flair. Because that's accurate. So having way too much fun with this.
I'm loving it.
All right. So, we, in the description, we're going to talk about the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, or are we? Because we're about to ask a very serious question and would love to get everyone's feedback in the chat, along with everyone that's here on screen. So, does anybody else get confused about who's who? Like, you hear people mention Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, then you hear people say Cult Leader, Bray Wyatt. How do you like, how do you differentiate folks in the chat? And I want to start. I want to start with Jodie. Tell me a little bit about how you differentiate the different, I guess, the different iterations of Bray Wyatt's characters and how you delineate the two. So I'll start with you.
I don't know. And that's why I wanted to ask everybody, because everybody that I've asked has a different answer. So, I asked my husband about it, and he said, I consider him to be Eater of Worlds Bray when the Wyatt family split up. Before that, he was cult leader Bray, and that's how he sees it. I asked somebody else who said, a cult leader needs a cult. So if he wasn't with the Wyatt family, he was Eater of Worlds Bray. And I asked somebody else that said something different. And I think that transition between characters was so, I don't want to say slow, but it wasn't as overt as him going from, Eater of Worlds Bray to the Fiend. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big character change. I mean, his outfit changed and things like that, but he pretty much had the same attitude. He had the same, promos and things like that. So somebody else said something really good, and she messaged me and said, I consider cult leader Bray is when his goal was to change the world. And then when his focus shifted, that's when he became Eater of Worlds Bray. I've always considered, initially, until I started doing all this research into the differentiating characters, I always considered if he was wearing a Hawaiian shirt and white pants, he was cult leader Bray. If he was wearing, the denim or the apron or some really sexy jacket, whatever, then he was Eater of Worlds Bray. But I don't think there's a fine line between separating those two characters. I kind of think they're very interchangeable. Even, when he was in that cult leader Bray persona with the Hawaiian shirt, he'd still call himself the Eater of Worlds. So I don't know. Is the short answer. The long roundabout answer to that is I have no freaking idea.
Brittany, let's come to you next.
I'm going to have to go with Jodie on that one. I mean, I would think cult leader Bray was like Wyatt family Bray. And then after the Wyatt family, I would have said Eater of Worlds. But I mean, I've read different opinions. People are like, well, it's kind of the same thing. And I'm like, yeah, but like, that's just how I view it. So, I mean, I'm kind of with Jodie on that one.
Eddie.
When cult leader Bray is basically, it's a cult. So you have a bunch of people around him, right? So it has to be, that's cult leader Bray. And when he was by himself, like with him and Matt Hardy and stuff like that, that had to be the Eater Wars Bray, right? Because he's not a cult. He's just Eater Wars, or the Wars, right?
I'm going to ask a question that's going to completely confuse all of you and blow your mind probably. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not as profound as I think in this thought, but we'll see. Very early on, he mentioned that he was the Eater of Worlds. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
And very early on, he had the Wyatt family. That was his cult. I think we're all on the same page with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so after the family disbanded, wasn't he attracting a new cult? That being us, the Fireflies? So could we say potentially that he is not only the Eater of Worlds, but he's also cult leader, one and the same? Maybe he's both. I'm not saying either way. I'm just posing a question. Is it possible that he's both?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's why they've always been used very interchangeably. When he beat, was it Cena in the Elimination Chamber? He was wearing the Hawaiian shirt and the white pants, and that whole feud with Cena. I feel like he was very much more cult leader Bray. And then you put him in that feud with Randy Orton where he won the belt. And then that's definitely more Eater of Worlds Bray. Like, I don't know. I think they're just interchangeable. And because there wasn't that definite split between like Funhouse Bray and the Fiend, it just kind of flowed together.
I like that. I like it. TurboCast, thank you for the very generous donation saying, always watching my friends. Sorry I don't comment so much. Hey, it's all good. We appreciate you being here. That's all we can say. Oh, and by the way, we had another return. I didn't get to say this earlier. Rusty Shackelford is back.
Rusty.
Yay!
So Rusty,
You know how much I miss hearing the DeLorean on our Skype chats.
oh, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So let's just talk about. We're going to talk about whichever one you want to talk about right now. Let's talk about the origins of
See,
the
to
one
me,
and
that's
only
Eater of Worlds Bray.
I love that picture. Yeah.
Eater of Worlds Bray. Let's go here first. So, first time seeing this character on your television screen. We'll start with Tazzy and we'll work backwards and end with Jodie. Tazzy, first impressions.
You know what's funny about that picture? That was the picture that was at No Mercy against Randy Orton. That was that match. I was actually there, and I was like, "What is this outfit? like, is this a new outfit? What's going on?" And I looked at like the whole arena. It's complete light up with fireflies. I was like, "This is amazing." Of course, we know what happened at the end with Luke Harper coming back, but. Dude, I like this. I like this. It's different. He don't have the regular hat on, and this is. You can consider this being both. You consider this being coat and either or right here. But I like the whole different thing, with the hoodie. Me, I'm a hoodie guy, so the hoodie guy, kind of Undertaker-ish.
Yeah,
A
little bit. Brittany.
Well, I'm kind of with Tazzy there, though. I feel like it was like an Undertaker-ish kind of look. I don't know. I really enjoyed that as opposed to the Hawaiian shirt Bray, because it was like a darker, kind of like a Blackcraft cult kind of like vibe type thing I was getting. And I mean, we all know Bray wears Blackcraft cult, so I just really enjoyed the darker looks. I mean, it was kind of like an Undertaker thing, so yeah, like horror-ish, I guess. But yeah, I liked it.
Jodie.
So the first time, I have a special place in my heart for this particular character because the first time I ever saw Bray on TV, he was Eater of Worlds Bray in that Ultimate Deletion match he had with Matt Hardy. So the denim outfit that he was wearing will always hold a special place for me. I have a 18 by a big, massive painting of him wearing that outfit actually on that match that Tazzy's talking about on my wall that got painted by Scott Dorsey, who's fantastic. So I'll always hold that character very special to me. But yeah, it was a nice change from the Hawaiian shirt and the white pants. Not that I didn't like those. I think there was a time there too where his hair changed as well because he used to not have the dreads. And then I think the deeper he got into that Eater of Worlds character is when he actually got the dreads. And I really liked that transition too, because I just think it's really neat. But I think somewhere in there too, while he was transitioning that character, he pulled the dreads into it, and obviously we know where those dreads ended up. They ended up in his lantern, so
It's true.
Yep.
which is really awesome.
That's true. I'm still like baffled that we ended up getting that. We talked about that a little bit last week, but I'm still baffled that we got those dreads on a severed head as a lantern. It just blows my mind. Sonny
I don't know
Wolf.
whose idea that was for him to literally cut out his own dreads and sew them into a lantern. I don't know if that was Jason's idea or Bray's idea, but I loved it.
Either way, whoever came up with it, freaking genius.
And still shocked it was on TV.
Right? What's more shocking is he did it in Saudi, but that's another story for another day.
Don't comment.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, that was we'll talk about that not on the stream because I have some things to say that are probably not very appropriate. Go figure. All right, so I got to get here because we talked a little bit about what we thought, right? So let's talk about our favorite matches in this iteration of the one and only Bray Wyatt. I love this picture, by the way.
I do too.
Yeah, it's a nice picture.
I really love this
shirt.
picture.
I might have to get Scott to paint that one for me, actually.
Can somebody get that shirt for me?
I have that shirt. You know how long it took me to find that shirt?
It's hard to find.
It's incredibly hard to find. But you know what? I look at that picture and I'm like, that's that one tattoo on his right arm that's got the yellow in it that I'm like, I need to know what that tattoo is. I don't really care about any of the other ones. I mean, I do, but that freaking tattoo, I'm like, in some like lights, it looks like a bowl of popcorn. Is it a volcano? I need to know what that tattoo is.
Well, Jody, I'm gonna start with you since you're talking about them and that great picture there. Give me some of your favorite matches. I think I know where you're gonna start, but I'll let you decide.
I mean, obviously, the Ultimate Deletion match is one of my favorites, but if I'm thinking overall in terms of that Eater of Worlds character, you've got to go with that Undertaker match. Even though he lost, like, he did all of that build-up, all of that hype on his own. He built that entire match all by himself. And the only time that we ever heard from Undertaker was when he came up on screen, that graphic that came up on screen and said, you know, WrestleMania, the man comes around and set his rocking chair on fire. But Bray built that entire match all by himself. And he did such an amazing job building that match that you could not watch that he made that match. Even if it was somebody other than the Undertaker, he made that match a non-miss. You can't miss it. So I'm going to have to put that as my top spot, actually, is that match with Undertaker, just because of all the buildup that he did by himself. He just made it non-missable.
Brittany.
I have two favorite matches. So I think my first one would be the Elimination Chamber when he won the title. And then I guess I would say my second one would be when him and Matt won the tag team titles against the Bar in Saudi Arabia. That was a really good one. Yep. Yeah, I have that trading card that he signed.
Woo! I have that shirt too.
Yeah, so I think those two, honestly, are like my top two. But I think my favorite was him and Matt, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I love when he won the title, so
right.
That's got to be up there for me. Anything that him and Matt Hardy did for me was gold.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the war of words between those two was just just breathtaking and brilliant. So, Tazzy.
You guys gotta go back and look at that picture with him winning the title and see how much. If you guys remember this same, even though you couldn't see it like this past WrestleMania, it's the same joy that he had. He won the title. He won the title. And here's the funny part about him winning this title. It was a shock.
It was.
it was not expected the Bray Wyatt to win. I'm sitting here as a Bray Wyatt fan saying, "Man, I wish he won," and he won.
Mhm.
I literally jumped out of I think I was in my bed and I fell off the bed. Don't judge me. I was freaking excited, like, oh my god, like one of my favorite characters besides the Undertaker. Sorry, I am sorry. Won this match. I'm like, man, I like, dude, that definitely has to be my favorite match of that that character, that part of the character.
I like seeing this too, though.
That's beautiful.
Like I like seeing that, him just. I'd like to see this again one day. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, but I'd love to see him knock those chiclets loose. I just want to see him knock those chiclets loose. That's all. Those the big bars of soap that he calls teeth, as John Cena said on Friday night. By the way, I got to say this real quick. If you didn't watch SmackDown Friday, maybe you don't want to watch the whole thing, just watch the beginning. Just watch those two guys on the mic. That just
we definitely got to talk more of that later. But my god,
oh yeah, we'll talk about that on the next stream because I've got some thoughts about that too. But my god, those two guys absolutely destroyed it. I mean I cannot. Well, anyway, another time we'll talk about it. This is about Bray, so. Was there Chris Zuma? I'll put that up there for you.
God, I'll be honest with you, man. I miss Chris to death, man. The last couple of weeks, man. Just to get that laugh, I like that laugh when you like his comments. It's man. And I did get that picture. By the way, from the food. That's just wrong. I can't eat it.
Man, I know he sent me that, and I told him my diabetes now has diabetes because of that. It was my blood sugar went up just from looking at the picture. Yeah. Is there, in terms of his matches, or anyone that you would have wanted him to go up against at that moment in that time? Is there an opponent that you wish he would have gotten in the ring with, Jodie?
I think during that period of time was when the match with Brock was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Bray, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Bray got injured and that's why it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. So I would have really loved to see that. To get to get Bray versus Brock.
Now let me ask you this: if you had gotten that, would you have? How would you have booked that match? If let's say that you have the pencil and you're creative and you're in charge of booking that match, how do you book that match?
However Bray wanted to. I think matches like that, they're such of a large caliber. I'm of the type of mind, and this comes across running a hospital too. I like to get ideas from other people, so I definitely would have asked, like, hey, how do you guys see this match? How do you want to see this match? Obviously Brock is a very physical person, so there would have been lots of in-ring. I wouldn't have mind seeing maybe an I Quit match.
I would love that. That would have made
nobody quit in that match.
That's truly one of those fight forever.
Around, you could have had someone quit for him if he was going to lose to Brock, and that would have been a horrible way to lose to Brock. If he didn't quit, somebody else quit for him.
Kind of like a throw in the towel situation, and then now he gets to have a problem with whoever it was that threw in the towel for him, kind of deal. I was gonna say Triple H, but Nicole said that, so I'm not gonna repeat that. Brittany,
don't kill me, and I'm gonna say this because it's not an active superstar, but CM Punk. Hear me out, because I feel like this would have been a really, really good match with Eater of Worlds Bray.
Mhm.
Honestly, CM Punk's ego and like everything about him, I loved him when I was younger, and honestly, with him and Bray, that would have been like a phenomenal match. So that's my pick.
I would love that actually. So, Tazzy.
Believe it or not, and they already face each other, but believe it or not, I would love a Bray Wyatt versus Jeff Hardy. Bray Wyatt, Jeff Hardy, Willow, would be you know how much of a story you could tell.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, you could do it right then, and then have them wrestle. Could have been this year, and they could have finished it up. Life is a circle, by the way. I'm just saying, I like that. That would have been a good story. A person that brings Willow out of Jeff Hardy. You got that person. I mean, I honestly, well, they already did it, but more of a Finn Balor. Well, they already did Finn Balor, but the first time that they were supposed to fight, that would have been awesome. But of course, you know, health comes first, honestly. So, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw another one out there. This is still something that I really wanted, and I had hoped that we were gonna get it. I'd love to see a program with him and Edge. Just the promos.
We were so close.
I know. I know. The promos, the mind games, all that stuff. Give me like, you know, crazy eyes Edge and Bray, and I'm good. Like I might be able to die a happy wrestling fan at that moment. Butterfart saying that the Elite mentioned they teased both Daniel Bryan and Bray. So yeah, they gave some nods to a few folks. They had the Hawaiian shirts, you know, all that good stuff. So they had the Cookie Monster deal, you know, for Cookie Monster. See, I'll stop. We could still get that though if they both become all elite.
I don't know. I read a rumor.
Well,
that one Mr. Wyatt was spotted in San Antonio, Texas, which is the place of Raw this evening. I don't know how much credit I put into it. I probably don't put a whole lot, but that's the rumor I read.
I was just saying, somebody probably talked to Vince and like, hey, what are you doing?
I don't know. He could just be there for a meeting. I don't know. He may not even be there at all, but
true.
I'm just saying.
But you know, whenever you have people paying you a lot of money for your product on television, and one of your biggest draws is not there any longer, and your product is in the saying, I mean, you might want to rethink.
You might want to rethink what you did, especially if the networks are giving you pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's
only
like I said, I put about 3% credit into that, but it's out there for a reason.
I honestly think only Ray really wants is freedom. That's the only way it's freedom or what his creativity is. You give him that, he don't care about anything else. You know?
Oh yeah, I definitely think they have the capacity to bring him back and just say, "Hey, we'll give you creative freedom 4 months out of the year, but you're going to take less money." And the other 8 months of the year, I can't count. Yeah, you got to do what we think.
Which probably best for him to do that around WrestleMania time, for him to take the full creative control. Especially what happened this past
maybe they bring him back and say, hey, look, we'll give you one good feud a year that you get to pick and you get to write.
Perfect.
There you go.
But you're going to take less money.
As versus Bray Wyatt.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you get one feud a year that you can pick and write exactly how you want to, as long as it doesn't involve a belt.
There you go.
Oh my God. Can you hear the pop if he ended up coming back? Oh my God.
That's going to be insane. That's going to be insane. Wally brings up another really good one. Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been that would have been so good.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they were slowly going towards too. Like even though they already did Hell in a Cell and all that, they still have, by the way, King of the Ring coming up, by the way. Bray Wyatt, Bray Wyatt to win King of the Ring?
I think Twitter would explode if Bray came back and showed up on Raw.
I think
You remember the pop that the Hardy Boys got when they showed up at WrestleMania?
yes.
Yeah.
It will put that to shame if Bray just pops up on Raw or at SummerSlam.
It'll be Edge at the Royal Rumble-esque kind of pop, I believe. I truly believe that it'll
Especially if they leave it, like if they really are having conversations with him and they decide to bring him back, don't release that.
Yeah.
Don't let WWE say anything on Twitter like, hey, we've renegotiated with Bray, he's re-signed. Don't change anything on the WWE website. Keep him in the alumni section. Just have him pop up somewhere.
Exactly what they did with Edge. Nobody said anything.
Yep.
I heard some things, but it wasn't fully disclosed out there.
Right.
Keep it
under wraps like you did with the Hardy Boys at WrestleMania. And I guarantee you there will be the decibels in that building will deafen some people.
I mean, Twitter may already explode this week, which maybe it does need to explode for various reasons.
Think about that too. I was talking to C Wrestling on the phone about this earlier. If WWE knows that CM Punk is going to show up at that other company, what's the best way? And it's the day before a pay-per-view. What's the best way to combat that?
Yep.
Do something really big tonight.
Yep. Because that'll start to make people think about other things.
Because then, especially if it's someone like Bray just showing up on Raw, then you're going to have people going, oh my gosh, does that mean he's going to show up at SummerSlam too? Does that mean he's back? And then you've just made SummerSlam a must-see.
Especially if a certain match is getting canceled, might need something really big to change that up.
And I hate to break it to you, WWE, if you ever watch this show, Roman is not your draw. He's just not. Because everybody that watches those matches, unless they're like, and don't get me wrong, I love Roman. I think he's a phenomenal human being, but everybody knows he's winning. There's no shock value when it comes to Roman Reigns.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious if he did lose.
I mean, he's going to lose the belt eventually, but there's no shock value. Like, if we're doing predictions for this weekend, like, yeah, Roman's probably going to win. Yeah, Roman's probably going to win. Yeah, Roman's probably going to win. There's no shock value to Roman Reigns.
We need a shock like we had on Friday. If anybody watched the other show on Friday, we need that shock for the Impact title. Just throw it out there.
Yeah.
Because I sure didn't know that's what happened.
Against that other show on Friday, you have to have a big shock tonight.
Yeah, or you could do it right before that other show comes on and do something really big at about 9:58 on Friday. Just saying. You can do something real big at that point. So I've got to ask this last question. Final thoughts on this character.
He's my favorite.
Let's see who we want to go with. Who do we want to go with first? Brittany. Let's go.
She's sitting there like, don't pick me.
She's like, don't pick me. Don't pick. Oh, shit.
No, I wanted to be picked. I was like, well, I mean, obviously, this Bray was my favorite because this is actually when I met him and like started, talking to him, becoming friends with him. So that part will always hold a special place in my heart. So, this Bray was my favorite.
Tazzy.
Oh, definitely got to be this guy over here because I've seen this guy. That's the first ever time I saw Bray was in arena versus Randy Orton, by the way. And it's like you got to see the Firefly version of Bray Wyatt with all the fireflies around, which I'm like, I've never seen so many camera folks with the lights up like that. Except for the what was that? The Nextel, not Nextel. What's that? The Innocence commercial back in the day when they like the lights went out and then they turn on the lights and then the whole the football game went back on because the lights was on, something like that. But yeah, that character was awesome, man. Just his actually I have an announcement actually also. We could do it afterwards. It's you can tell this character by his face. Like this one, you get the Fiend you can't tell because it's like, but this one you can tell, and he had a lot of you guys ready for this? Lots of storytelling, and the psychology in his rework was awesome too. You don't have to be the best wrestler ever to tell a story in the ring. Just throw it out there.
Tazzy, you said you have an announcement. You can go ahead and make
So as you guys know, tomorrow will be NXT to watch alone. We are fully back for that. That actually is the go home show for what pay-per-view is this? Oh yeah, Takeover 36, which will actually be taken over on this channel. We are going to, and you see this back here. We are going to watch the very first Bray Wyatt match from NXT tomorrow, right after the regular NXT. So we're going right for it, right after NXT tomorrow. So if you guys down to watch a little NXT throwback NXT, come join me tomorrow. Everybody on the screen is invited.
Awesome. And
we also have to talk about the tweet.
That's right. I want it. So what I'd like to do before we get there, because I want to come to you, Jodie, but I want Brittany to talk a little bit about the giveaway. There's still a few more days to get entered into that. So, Brittany, take it away.
Okay. Well, we have this giveaway that I mentioned last week, over a $300 value, and you still have until, what is today, the 17th, 16th? You have until the 19th to enter it. So we have 7 drawings. You can see the names of the artists there. We have 2 Fiend action figures, SummerSlam Fiend and WrestleMania Fiend. Then we have a Mercy the Buzzard. It's like a little minifigure from Chris Madison. Then we have a shot glass that I made. Hell in a Cell Fiend DVD, a print of, I believe it was Cult Leader Bray, the Fiend, and then, what was the other one? Mr. Rogers Bray. And then we have Muscle Man cardboard cutouts that came in that one box that they released like a year ago. So, yeah, you have until the 19th to enter that, and then I pick the winner on Friday. So,
awesome. So I know people are looking forward to that. Jodie, if you could give us your final thoughts on this character, and then talking about the tweet.
He's my favorite one. That's the version of Bray that I fell in love with. So he'll always that character will always hold a special place in my heart. Kind of like Brittany said, that's when she, met him and started to become friends with him. So, yeah, that'll always hold a special place in my heart. He's my favorite.
All right, we got to talk about this tweet.
Yeah, so we got a tweet. He broke his silence again. So he posted a picture of a piece of art. I have no idea who drew it, other than that it was not Kyle. So I have no idea who drew it, and he didn't even say anything with it. I don't think, did he? You can't kill it. That's what he said. So the first thing I thought of immediately, as soon as I saw it, was Pazuzu from The Exorcist. That was my knee-jerk reaction. I'm like, kind of reminds me of Pazuzu from The Exorcist with the shading and the shape of the face and all that stuff. And he posted it in black and white on Twitter, and then he posted it in color on Instagram. I don't know if that means anything. With Bray, everything means something, but so I don't know. That my initial thought was, hey, that reminds me of Pazuzu from The Exorcist, and there's other, you kind of get Willow vibes from it too. So I don't really know where that's going. But he loves to keep us on our toes and keep us guessing, and it makes you want to hug him and punch him all at the same time.
Yeah. I will say, I got to shout out Dalton Riley. Dalton sent me the picture, and he said to flip it upside down. When Dalton flipped it upside down, which I kind of see this too, you can kind of make out sheep.
Like written sheep?
No.
Yeah, it's the red sheep.
Just look. Try to turn it upside down.
Hold on.
Well, not only that, but if you zoom into his eye, you can almost see the word pain.
See, I thought that looked like Pazuzu to me.
Me too.
You can definitely see a P.
Yeah.
And I thought I saw a U in there.
Down?
Yeah, upside down.
What am I supposed to see?
Do you see sheep?
Isn't it weird that we see there's rumors about him being at Raw today, and we got that last week? Ain't that kind of weird?
A little bit.
I don't see it. Maybe I'm just being silly.
I put Dalton's comment up on the screen.
On the nose.
He says, okay, in one of the pictures, Bray posted a picture of a potential new character, but I dug a little more, and I found a sheep, and we all know who was the black sheep.
Yeah, you turn it upside down, and you see.
Are you talking about the black and white version, or the color version?
Black and white.
Probably black and white. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Did you say it was on the nose, Mom? Mom said it was like on the nose. I don't know.
Yeah.
Upside down, like nose.
Yeah, like I can see it in the nose.
Yeah.
Like if you turn it upside down, you can see the nose, kind of the nose area.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work on it, Jody, and highlight it so you can make it out. Because it's actually kind of cool. Jody's just gonna start turning her phone like it's just gonna be. Rusty is saying he sees the sheep mask. Yeah. So hold on, I'm gonna try to, if I can get this thing to. I don't know if you can, how well you can see it.
Yeah, you can tell it's right there, right in the middle.
Put it together. I was looking at
This is all Dalton's work, so shout out to Dalton.
You put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Good detective work there by Dalton. So, guys, this has been fun, and it feels like the hour just flew by.
It always does.
Yeah.
It always does. It always does. Wow, this was a fun show. We'll be back again next week. Jody, any final thoughts?
I always love hanging out with you guys. We should do this again every week. Oh wait, we already do. But you guys should come back. You guys should come back next week too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're gonna keep breaking down his career, so that the floor
So
is.
are we actually gonna do Cult Leader Bray next week?
Yeah, why
I
not?
think we should.
Yeah,
So we'll
let's
do
do
Cult
it.
Leader Bray next week.
Let's do it
Hawaiian
because
shirt Bray next week.
yes, because I feel like we have to dedicate an entire episode to his time in the family.
Yes.
Like that deserves its entire time. Like we can spend a lot. There you go, Tazzy. See, Tazzy's moving around. You know, he's back there. You know. Oh goodness. Chris Zuba and water is wet. Chris says I got high.
This is gonna be a fun romp.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Yeah, Chris is gonna be sending like some weird combinations of foods. I feel like yeah. Wow. Chris, you're awesome. Don't get too far up in the cloud, though, buddy. You gotta at least be able to enjoy Raw. Well, maybe you're on to something. I don't know. Maybe if it's bad, then it'll be something you want to forget or not remember. So I don't know, but we're gonna keep our fingers crossed.
No matter what, we're gonna make it entertaining.
We're gonna make it entertaining. All right, folks. Thank all of you again for joining us. We're gonna do this again, hopefully next week. Hopefully, we're gonna get this together, get the band back together. So, if you are new to the channel, first off, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and yes, if the question that you're asking is this always this much? Yes. We do this every week, and it's always a ton of fun. So if you're new, please consider subscribing. And everyone that's here right now, please drop a like on the video. That helps us out on YouTube. And we're on every bit of social media, so just look up Insiders Pro Wrestling. You'll find us. We're out there, you know. We're there. So we will be back at 7:30.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Butters, if Bray does come back tonight, we'll already be live, so we don't have to. He said you have to come back.
That's right.
We'll
That's
already
right.
be back.
So yeah, we'll be here at 7:30 for Raw. Joe, who's been in the chat, will join us, and we'll get that kicked off. We'll have a lot of fun with that too. So yeah, thank you all for joining us, and Abby's will be back next Monday. So thank you again, and we will see you next week. Take care.